What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Let's Talk Live or Let's Do This Live or whatever I'm calling it today. Gonna be taking a look at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We just had the wave course for 4, the booster pass 4 drop a day ago, I think it was. So y'all know how we do with these. We're just gonna, you know, just go through a time trial, or should I do time trials? Nah, I'll just Grand Prix it. Screw it. 50cc. I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. As you can see, they did put in Birdo, so I'm guessing you get the other ones after you get to certain people. I don't care about that. So I'm going to be playing as Link, as always. What's up, Tranil? And what's up, Shadow?
What's going on? So we got some Mario Kart.
Yep, I'm gonna jump on this Mario Kart right quick. Let's do like that. Do you care about being seen or no?
It don't matter to me. You can either turn me off or leave me on. I don't care.
Okay, well, I'll just leave it like that. So
yeah, that's fine.
All right, so I have not looked at the Wave Pass 4 yet, so we're just gonna take a look at it. How's everything going in your world, man?
Man, just hanging in there, trying to figure out why this time zone issue still isn't resolved on Steam Day. But other than that, it's fine. Just playing a couple of my old PC Steam collection.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much it. So Anti-Chamber is pretty good. It's just kind of weird getting motion control to work with it, right? Doesn't translate well to mouse and keyboard. So
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, just one of those games where you need it to for some of the platforming sections you need mouse look. So you want the comfort of being able to use a controller to jump and move, but you also need, hey, I need to look over there while I'm jumping and moving because I have to click this thing while I'm in midair. And it's kind of difficult to do. Setting up the controller to get even with motion control, it's kind of like it's not. I guess I have to change the sensitivity a little bit to get it where I want it to be. But right now it's a little too sensitive, and when I try to dial it down, then it's too slow. So
that sucks.
But yeah. So I originally played the game with mouse and keyboard, and it's far easier. It's just a pain to move and jump. So, but everything else is easier to do. With mouse and keyboard, it's just once you're spoiled, you're spoiled.
I got you. Yeah,
I think Splatoon ruined it for me because you can run, jump, and kind of look, and it works the way you expect it to, and to be able to try to configure that yourself on a on a game that it wasn't intended for, it's kind of Oh, you playing with Link?
Yep.
I don't think anybody does anybody even race with regular carts anymore. Everybody races with bikes, I guess, at this point.
Some people do, because I was online the other day and some people was using carts. Kind of upset me, Peters.
Is this Moo Farms?
God dang it!
Yeah. Okay. They added on to this one.
Yeah. This is weird. Okay. Well, all right. So what do you? Okay. So we got to talk about the elephant in the room, Mario Kart 9.
It's not happening. I'll just say it's not happening. That's all I can really tell you. Not happening. No time zone. If it does, it's going to be a launch game.
So, I don't know what you do though.
Yeah, space. I mean, but they kind of already did space if you count Rainbow Road.
Yeah, I mean that's the Rainbow Road.
Yeah. So I don't know how else. Like you're already underwater on this one. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Really, is space and maybe more anti grav. Um, that's all I can really think of. I mean, at that point it's F-Zero, but
Well, okay, since we're gonna go there, might as well go there. Donkey Kong. I mean, because at some point, don't you do Donkey Kong on Diddy Kong Racing at
I
some
get.
point?
I guess the only other thing I can think of is you bring back uh, double dash mechanics, maybe.
I mean, so
Um,
because we did get the double dash thing in the trailer.
yeah. So I'm wondering. That's the only other thing I can think of. Really, is the double dash mechanics and maybe a story mode, uh, a garage mode, maybe because since we got all these different carts and whatnot, and I mean, aren't the BMW cars still on this one?
Yep.
Yeah, because they're included as all the Wii U DLC is included in this. So yeah, all the BMW cars are still there and all that. So like you maybe like a garage or something, make it like a silly version of Gran Turismo, basically.
I mean, if
So
you do it that way, that'd probably be way more fun than people would probably think. Because I would not be thinking of that.
yeah,
Because I
I
probably would have went with the whole give me a Camaro.
you know well you know what I never thought about on here. Does Mario Kart TV still work on this?
uh, yeah, kinda.
So can you still upload to YouTube and all that from here,
Yeah,
or
but I don't like it.
yeah, you might as well just hit the capture button. So
Yeah.
I was wondering if that stuff was on here. I don't know if you
Oh
could.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Still one, bitches. All right.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else other than maybe 16 players. Maybe. How else could you really go?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that is a good point.
Yeah, this game is kind of already maxed out. It's
It's kind of because I was thinking about that the other day. It's kind of like the same problem with what's it called, Smash Brothers. You kind of
yeah,
have to strip it down and go back to the original, and then just do all new stuff.
yep. And just
Riverside
add
Park. Did I
add
ever play
bonus
this?
characters and make it an event again. This is
I never played
nice.
the Game Boy Advance one.
Well, this is still Jungle Japes though, right? It's just a GBA one.
I think it's the GBA one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
never played this
wow,
one though.
they did a good job redoing these. I mean, and this is Retro Studios, by the way. This
Oh,
is the
Retro
other thing
did
that they
this.
were doing.
So this is one of the things they were doing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been working on Mario Kart 8 since Wii U, so they've been doing a lot of these maps. Because I it seems like they needed help with the Metro Prime remake because they had Iron Galaxy and some everybody else helping them.
Well,
Um,
they had all the assets, but they had the story. They didn't
yeah,
have they had a story that they had already had crafted, but they didn't know. They thought they weren't doing it.
yeah,
So you get told, "Hey, all right, we gonna let y'all do it, and you gotta, you know,
yeah. And it seems like they just had like a C team uh, do Metro Prime remastered,
yeah, because
and
they
then
had
people
that
help with
team
that
did
too.
it, and I think it was somebody else helped.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's a bunch of different people. That game is almost like a Ubisoft game. There's a
Yeah,
lot of outsourcing for that one. There's a whole bunch of different teams they use for creating different models, different UI, environment, physics. There's a lot of stuff they physics simulation and stuff like that. They ended up outsourcing.
yeah,
Um,
because that's what I was like. If they're That's what I'm thinking. That's why I still think that they're probably gonna do a we're gonna get a Metroid Prime remaster with every next direct.
yeah, I that's why I stand by the game being a remake.
Yeah,
Because when you got to do all that to re-engineer stuff to get it, not necessarily saying to get it to work, but to be part of this project, you've effectively remade the game.
yeah, and on
So
top of that, like you're gonna have to redo three.
yeah,
You don't have a choice.
yeah,
Three
there's
was
no way.
strictly motion.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, you could probably still use Joy-Con and all that. My only thing is like that's not going to be the preferred. Um,
Mm-mm.
they're gonna make you use that game dual analog. So
Yeah, because
and
I
then you have to
mean,
rewrite it.
people are playing with that. They're
Yeah.
liking it. Because
Yep.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he likes the fact that there's dual analog. That's what he's used to.
Yep. And I'm still like, can I get both? Can I get dual analog plus the motion? And then sometimes I want to use motion. Sometimes you're in scenarios where motion is the quicker option.
Yeah.
Um,
Now I think if they because like I said, I don't know that they're doing 2 and 3, but I'm thinking they will because one, if this is the lead into 4, you might as well.
yep.
And once again, I think 3. I think corruption is the best one out of them. In
But
all honesty,
do you think? Well, this is what I think. I think all of them are going to hit on Switch, but all of them will have a completely different build on the successor. I honestly think that's going to happen for a lot of games, because 2 years ago Nintendo told basically the third party what they had already told everybody else internally. Start making your games compatible with 4K. Start redoing these assets, and
yeah.
then we'll let you know when you can use them. So yeah, they're already kind of. I think they'll just be a different build for the Switch successor, and then it'll still be available for Switch. At this point, it's just a resolution jump. But I think like for like games like Tears of the Kingdom and possibly Metro Prime 4, there is going to be like significant bonuses to have uh the 10th generation version versus the ninth. So
Well, I, can I be real with you? I
go
don't
ahead.
give a damn about 4K.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be visual. I think it'll be other things because Nintendo is just not going to give you uh,
uh-uh.
a Switch that does 4K. There's going to be something else different.
They have to. Nobody would like that.
Yeah. So it's going to be like something dealing with motion, something dealing with maybe VR, AR, or something, or something dealing with a different type of Rumble or an advanced version of HD Rumble or something that's only going to be available on the new platform. And
Yeah,
other than that, there will be minor differences like you'll have obviously downgraded resolution and stuff like that on Switch, and they'll try to use the haptics as much as possible for HD Rumble on this, but it'll be better on the
yeah.
yeah, they have to do that. I don't see them saying, "Hey, this is new Nintendo Switch." Like I don't see that being a thing. There has to be a full um, change of succession at this point, and be backwards compatible and all that too. But
But we don't like backwards compatibility.
yeah,
We want to play new games.
I'm trying to finish editing that video soon, but that'll be a little bit more detail other than what we talked about Wednesday. So
Well, the other
um,
thing too is, man, I got so much stuff that I'm that I'm behind on.
yep, so many Switch games. So like at this point, they can kind of coast on the existing library.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell them to do that, but they could. Um, where they're just like, hey, all these games automatically by default already look better on the new thing, and they support maybe to a limited degree whatever this new feature is going to be, whether it's whatever it could be the sleep app or whatever it was they're working on. It supports the sleep app. Like, okay, cool, that's great. Whatever little thing is, whatever little gimmick they're going to add or whatever, um, they need to have them make the system different because graphics as a gimmick. I don't know why. I don't know why that's such a thing with YouTubers and the press. Man, like we aren't there. Like,
No,
um,
we no. I mean, people have been saying we're not there, and people still try to go there. But I guess when that's all you can damn base your freaking uh system off of, I mean,
yeah, it's
when
not.
that's all you can say.
That's not what makes the game more fun. That's not what makes you want to buy a system. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't. If me spending the amount of money I spent for a Steam Deck just to play existing Nintendo games, that would be a huge letdown. It'd be a
Yes.
huge letdown. So imagine Nintendo doing that, and they're just like, yeah, it's a Switch, but it
Yes.
whatever TV you got, it looks cleaner.
That's it. Because I'm sitting. I got an OLED, but
I'm like,
I mean,
I'm like, can these Joy Cons be more durable? Can we get like,
Can I get a bigger one? Can I get a bigger
yeah?
set so
Can I
my
get
hands won't feel like they? Yeah,
can I get bigger ones? Can I use older controllers or just something like, does my balance board still work? Things like
yeah.
that. Just little something different than this. So
Well, Trinell got a question, and I would like for them to add a speaker so we can get stuff, but I don't know where you put it.
um
To be honest,
you mean like the Wii remote?
yeah, like the Wii remote. He like, do you guys think Nintendo would add a speaker to the next generation Nintendo system like they did on the Wii remote? I'm like, I just don't know where you would put it because I'm looking
Yeah,
at this. You could probably put it on the Pro controller in the middle,
yeah.
probably, but like the Joy Cons, I don't know where you're gonna put that thing at.
I mean, it's kind of, you don't need it for Switch because the screen's in your hand already anyway,
Yeah,
which has the speaker, and just play handheld and you get all of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think of a way to do it. And with the way surround sound is, I don't see that being, to be honest with you, because at this point you don't need the Wii remote to do what we did, unless you're talking about the Travis touchdown pick up the phone thing.
yeah.
Um,
And I would love for that to come back, but people got to use it.
yeah. Oh, it was cool. Oh, but it was even cooler on Wii U, because on Wii U, not it was the gamepad.
Yeah.
And you could do that while you're playing the game. You're like listening to the Joker cuss you out, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, on the gamepad separately from everything that was happening on the main game screen, and that was kind of cool. It would have to be something like that though. I don't know how else you can make that immersive. Um, I will say maybe they could do kind of a tertiary pointing device similar to like Steam Deck's touchpads, so
Uh-huh.
you can have like that extra degree of control. Maybe that, but uh, Nintendo will have to Nintendo it. It'll have to be there. Have to be some type of pack-in game or application that's like, hey, this is what this is all about. We built this entire game around this entire application around using this.
But that's a gimmick, and we don't want gimmicks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but it's got to be something different. You can't just it can't just be graphics. It can't be.
yeah.
It
Well, let me ask because I've gotten into conversation with people about this whole gimmick situation. If the system is built for it, that's not a gimmick.
yeah.
If it's built for it, if I made the gamepad means that the system is built. That's what it's built around. That's not a gimmick.
Yep.
That's what it is. It is what it is. I don't understand why people get mad about it. Because, like, look, I don't care for the Joy Cons all that much, just because I get what they're trying to do. I understand what it was for, but at
Yeah,
the
so you
same
can
time,
share
I
them.
have big hands.
Mm-hmm.
So what would have helped me would have been if they would have actually, made a bigger pair
Yeah.
that'll fit me better. I
Yeah,
mean,
Joy-Con Pro or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
something. But that's me though. I can't get mad at them for not doing that. That's stupid.
Oh man, I'm in love with this level. I just thought I'd let you know this is
I hate this level.
this
And
some handiwork though. It looks really good.
oh yeah, they did a good job with it. I'm not gonna lie. And one right here.
Um, yeah, I don't. I guess my thing is I wanted to. You need a reason. You got to have a reason to. You need the MacGuffin. Um,
Mhm.
to be able to have a reason to stand in line for this thing, right?
Yeah,
Um, I
it
just
gotta
don't.
be
Jesus.
something.
Because I don't see like PS5, right?
Uh huh.
Like nobody is really talking about or caring about uh, the dual sense, really.
Yeah, they
And
don't. Do they
even
even use it?
like even like Astro and what I'm trying to think what other game uses it. I think Spider-Man uses it a little bit. Um, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares because everybody knows it's, hey, oh my god, take graphics that I bought PS4 and PS4 Pro for. Now I'm gonna do it all over again for this other thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the SSD. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now games are just a little bit slower than they were on cartridge to load. Great. Like, if you're my age, you're like, I can't believe this is the thing that we're bragging about in the year of our Lord 2020. We're
Yep.
bragging about gaming loads still being slower than cartridge.
Very much slower than cartridge.
And that's what we're doing. And that's what you want to spend $500 for. I just can't. That's just really strange to me. I don't know what else. Hey, well, the graphics and ray tracing and all that. And I'm like, but the ray tracing isn't in every game. And it doesn't even work everywhere. It's here and there in bits and pieces. And you got to pick resolutions and modes and frame rates. Which frame rate do you want? Like, what? I I have a computer for that. I have a Steam
Yeah.
Deck for that. I don't. If I wanted that, then I just wouldn't have bought a console. I just would have bought a PC.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like, because at this point, they're basically. Well, I don't think Microsoft cares in that respect, but Sony at this point, you might as well they're telling you go build you a PC.
Yeah, and that's just
Go
because
build you a
they're
PC.
putting all the games out on PC now, so it's a wrap.
Yeah,
But at least Microsoft has an ecosystem that is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was blown away when I got a Series X and it was just like a giant barcode in there. To me, that was just, I was like, what? This all I got to do? And then and that's it. And then everything from your old console moves over. And on top of that, after that, your old console downloads the exact same dashboard that your new console has. So now you look at both of them and they're both the same. Like that's insane. And the backwards compatibility goes across with everything. So you could play OG Xbox games on whatever could run the latest Xbox dashboard. So to include PC, that's just insane to me. That's their thing, and Microsoft doesn't advertise it. It's just crazy. Like, that should be the thing they should be marketing. Like, hey, once you're over here, you ain't got to worry about nothing. We got you. Like, just sign in, whether you have Game Pass or Xbox Live, all your stuff comes over.
Yeah, we got you,
son. Yeah, that's just there's no oh, well, you got to buy the PS4 version and then buy the PS5 version, and maybe we'll give you a credit. And like, Microsoft was like, just buy it, and we'll update it for you for free. We pay the developers. Just go.
Yeah,
we'll don't worry about it. You bought a Xbox game, cool. Here's the other features. Go. I think the only exception is like Madden or some dumb shit like that, where you still gotta make sure you buy the
that's because
the series version because they're greedy.
Well, that's because of that deal with the NFL.
Yeah.
Which I find it funny that nobody complained about that being monopolized, but everybody want to complain about other things. Jim Ryan.
Yep. Yep.
Nobody wants to complain about how EA pretty much has a stranglehold on pretty much sports.
And the things that they could be jumping into to make sure there isn't a monopoly, they just leave it alone. They won't make an NBA game and they won't make an MLB game. I'm like, make one. Sony has a really good one. You make one. You're like, no, Triple Play was the last we're doing. We're not doing no more. I'm like, what? You just gonna let Sony eat all that? Yeah, we just believe in monopolies, no matter who has it. Like, what? How is that good for your bottom line at all?
It's not good for anybody's bottom line, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
so 2K is just gonna take all the basketball. The show is just gonna take all the baseball, and Madden is just gonna take all the football. I don't. What kind of drug deal are they working with each other?
I know.
It's just insane to me.
You can't deny the family.
Yeah, and for NBA, I don't think 2K has like an exclusive license. I'm pretty sure anybody can make a basketball game. Steve.
Yeah, anybody can, but just people won't.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, man.
It's such a, because, it's probably because it costs a lot to get into that area anyway.
Imagine if Microsoft and Nintendo got together and they petitioned Vanessa to do a tribute and do NBA Courtside 3.
Yep.
The GOAT edition. And that's it. And of course, it'll be on Xbox and Nintendo or whatever. But that would be the lit.
Like, if you really are mad about the Microsoft Activision acquisition, you should be scared about this damn deal that they got, that Nintendo has no problem signing.
Yeah.
And Nintendo don't really care, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah,
they don't care. They're just like,
because they do just fine without it.
Yeah, we proved that we do fine on our own.
Yep.
While y'all was sitting there complaining about stuff, we ain't have nothing. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Well, it
We
didn't
had
have the
other,
Call of Duties. Oh, okay. Well, now Sony won't have the Call of Duty, so just go where Call of Duty is.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's why I'm like, I don't understand. Like, and then it came out because they done messed around and it got said because they left it in the email, which I don't understand this one at all. Like, do people not do executives not understand how email works?
Man, they don't. They
Because I'm
don't.
like,
Not at all.
if
Yeah.
you leave something on email, it's it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away, and it's admissible in court. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
so the Sony execs basically told them that, hey, look, we don't care about it. We just don't want you to have it.
which is just insane to me.
Which is
Also,
why would you
also,
say that?
email is a version of non-repudiation. You can't say it didn't go to you. You can't say you didn't
Yeah,
send it.
I just think that's funny. I really think that's funny at this point because I'm like, how many times has different execs got into trouble because they didn't check their email?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't get the memo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, Trinell, the thing about Sony is that's a bold-faced lie, and everybody knows it. Like they can survive without Call of Duty.
They can't. Here's the
They
thing.
can. It's a
They don't.
bold-faced lie.
They don't want to ever be in a scenario where a lot of the reasons people prefer to stay with PlayStation exist everywhere else.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is insane to me because Sony has a lot of exclusive IPs.
yeah,
So why do they?
they won't. They're in the same boat as like Capcom. You got
Mm-hmm.
over 200 IPs, and you won't that are exclusive to you, and you won't use them.
But they want you to think PlayStation when you think of Street Fighter, Resident Evil, Call of Duty,
Which makes
NBA
no
2K.
sense.
They want you to think Sony every time you see those non-Sony IPs, which is insane. Well, I mean, it's kind of genius marketing actually, but it's
Not
corrupt.
really.
It's corrupt. It's so
Yeah, it's
corrupt.
corrupt as hell.
I mean, it's probably the most shadiest business tactic, but for the longest time, Microsoft was doing it in a different way. They were like, from the 6th and 7th generation, hey, look, we will always have parity. And if we don't have parity, we'll have the better version. We'll be the lead SKU on the majority of these third party games because they knew what some people know now, but they should have known a long time ago. It's never the hardware.
No,
With and when it was the hardware was when PS2 was the weakest because it was missing. It didn't even have a legitimate GPU. Like it didn't do transforming lighting in real time. It did it in
no,
software.
but it had a
So
DVD player on it.
yeah, so you're talking about a performance gap significantly bigger than Wii U and PS4 and Xbox One back then at the time. And Sony got around it because they're like, well, if we're lead platform on a lot of these multi-platform games, you won't notice a difference, or the difference will be so minor because the developers focused on our platform first.
Yeah,
And so when you would get these games and you're like, wait a minute, why is Need for Speed running better on PS2 than it is on Xbox? Because everybody, for the most part, believed that, at least Xbox was stronger. We all knew that GameCube
yeah, it was GameCube.
was the
Actually.
beast that generation for
Yeah.
all intents and purposes, with the exception of certain shaders that you could do in different ways. But so that platform had everything baked in, like you press a button and it does the same effects that you could do on Xbox or whatever. But it took a little bit more work. So you would see it more on Xbox, but then you have some third party games in the PS2 is the best, like better frame rate, better draw distance, everything. I'm like, that don't add up. That don't add up at all. But
Yeah,
but when the developers are keyed in on one version and not the other, because the few games that were GameCube was lead platform, you could clearly tell color was better, performance was better, the whole nine. Like you could clearly tell that
I
GameCube
mean, Soul
was the lead
Calibur 2,
platform.
anybody?
Soul Calibur 2, what was it? Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy,
Yep.
the what were the other games? Uh Sands of Time.
Yeah, Sans.
Um
No, one of the Two Thrones. I thought Warrior Within was not though.
A Warrior Within was not. I think it was Warrior Within was a PS2 port. I think,
Yeah.
but the
I
first two
think
games were
Two Thrones was GameCube was the lead, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and you could clearly tell they're like, whoa, okay, well, this
Because
is
the game
different.
just plays smoother.
Yeah. So, and even in games that were PS2 was the lead platform, like a port from PS2, like Splinter Cell, it looked like trash on GameCube, but it looked like trash on PS2. It just ran
Yeah.
faster on GameCube.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty much it. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, Beyond Good and Evil was good on GameCube as well.
Yep.
But
That was really good.
But I think it played better on because I had it on my Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox was cleaner, and then I think it supported 720p or 1080i.
Yeah, something like that.
I think that version did. So it looked cleaner. I think the draw distance was a little bit better than GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, it had more RAM, so it made sense. But other than that, the game effectively looks the same. So, it's a really good game, by the way. Y'all should play Beyond Good and Evil if you haven't.
Yeah, the first one, at least the first one, because the second one probably ain't never coming out.
Yeah, yeah, it probably ain't. Okay, so this is Waluigi Stadium. Is this? Wait a minute. Is this the?
This the new one.
So this is GBA or something, or is this or this for Mario Kart 8?
I think this is for Mario Kart 8 because I don't remember this.
It looks like the OG one. It's just
prettier.
Yeah, and then they put the Paper Mario piranha plants in it. It's just strange how they mix all the styles up.
I mean, hey, it's this. I mean, when Jim Ryan tells you that your console can't run games, I mean,
Jim Ryan is hilarious to me.
I was like, dude, people actually believe it too. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
He says that, and then Metroid Prime drops.
Yep. Trinell said Resident Evil 4 ran better on GameCube and PS2. That's kind of not fair because Resident Evil 4 was a GameCube game. It was ported to PS2 later.
Yeah.
Like, so PS2 had like extra features and stuff, but they had to take the cutscenes and make them full motion video. Like, it was so much stuff that they had to change because like PS2 just couldn't run it. Yeah. They had a lower geometry. It was bad. It was real bad.
Bad.
Yeah. It was real bad. You could tell that was a GameCube game. I mean, the only difference about PS2 version is one disc because obviously DVD versus 1.5 gigabyte disc.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too was like it was meant to be on GameCube.
Yep.
That was the other thing too. Like it was meant for that. That's why like the Wii version is as far as control is concerned. Jeez.
Yeah, because it had all the benefits of the PS2 version too. So it had all the extra content and everything the Wii version did. So you take the PS2 version, make it look good like the GameCube version, and there you go. That's the Wii version.
What?
So that's it's just interesting how I just don't think that anybody else. Nintendo can't get away with what Sony and Microsoft get away with. They can't just say, hey, here's a new system and we put 8K on the box. Also, it doesn't support 8K, but 8K is on the box. So
my big problem with that was like, I'm like, why are you talking about 8K when you can't even get 4K games to run at your highest levels? And you have to send people emails explaining to them that if they want to play the game at 4K, they're going to have to turn their thing to 30 frames a second.
Or I'll do you one worse. You got games that are not 4K and not 60 frames per second.
Yep.
1080p games running at 30 frames. What are we doing?
But no, that's a bad thing though. But like that's a bad thing when somebody else does it. But when they do it, it's that's a good that's a good median. I don't understand why people get mad about that. I'm like, people don't get mad about it. You keep bringing it up because you're mad that one company does say, okay, look, we need to make sure this game runs smooth. So if they can lock it at 30 and that's how they got to lock it, then that's how we're going to lock it.
But a B team ports Nier Automata to Switch at 1080p.
Yeah.
And we're complaining, well, it's only 30, so it can't just, I don't know. I'm like, well, it's not even 1080p on PS4, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Like
what they had to cut.
What are we doing? It's 900.
Look, but they had to cut stuff. They had to cut stuff. It's running at 11 watts.
Yeah,
Your PS4 can't boot up with 11 watts.
yeah. So I just find that funny.
Yeah.
I find that funny. I mean, because that's why I'm like, maybe people need to stop worrying about the technical stuff and just talk about the game because a lot of people like.
Let me tell you when they start to magically understand why Switch has better performance per watt. When they start defending this. When you start defending this, and you're like, well, look at how small it is. Oh, but wait. We were saying that about Switch when it first came out. And y'all were like, no, but the teraflops, but the teraflops. I'm like, nah. This thing right here, you talking about that needs that now we need 40 frames per second instead of 60 because we need the better balance of performance and battery life. I thought y'all ignored that in 2017.
Yeah. You said that if it wasn't 60 frames a second, it hurts your eyes.
It's just, and it's sad because people will listen to us right now and they're like, "Oh, well, y'all just created straw man." Yeah, nobody really says that. I'm like, nah, bro.
Okay.
I got a TL full of people that have said all this stuff, and they just change the subject when they get proven wrong.
They either block you or move the goalpost.
Yep.
God forbid you ask a question.
Shall I pull up all the receipts of all the people that said Witcher 3 could not be ported to Switch? Doom Eternal could not be ported to Switch?
Both of the Doom games with all the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And even Bethesda, it can run. It's not hard to, it's not hard to actually code for this. I'm like, most people know that.
Like, Doom 2016 was built to be scalable. I implore people, go to YouTube and do a search for any game you like. And after that, type low-end PC at the end. You will see devices that are significantly weaker than Switch running games in an okay fashion on top of Windows. So I don't want to hear it.
Well, the other thing too is I tried to explain this to somebody I know. I'm like, dude, every game now is scalable. If it's Unreal Engine anything, it's scalable.
Yep. If
it's Unreal Engine anything.
And so id used to be the engine that used to kill PCs. That used to be before CryEngine. It used to be id. But then they were like, yeah, let's people buy our game, so let's make it scalable on everything. Because they got smart. They're like, so id 5, id 6. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it scalable. So we'll go all the way up to the high end. But if you don't have that, we'll work good there too. So I mean, it just made all the sense in the world. That if it could work on a low-end PC with Windows, that all of a sudden you strip an entire OS down and there's nothing but a microkernel there that's designed to run games in a container, the performance is going to be just as good or better.
Yeah.
So, and that's just, I'm not even getting down into the weeds. That's just layman speak at that point. That's just like common sense. You should understand that concept. But, depending on who the Nintendo hater of the week is, they will speak whatever they can into existence.
Yeah.
My God, this game is beautiful, man. I forget how good this game looks.
Yeah, I mean, all that beautiful ray tracing with the water on the street here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So okay, so now that we got this out the way, what if Mario Kart 9 is like they actually take real world places and just that's the whole game?
After Mario Odyssey, that wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, because this, to be fair, out of all this stuff in the booster pack, my favorite tracks are all the real world takeaways.
Do you really think there won't be a Mario Kart where New Donk City isn't there?
They're gonna be. I think it's gonna be on the next one.
Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, that's happening.
But I don't think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get Nintendo Kart. I really think they're gonna put other characters in here.
Yeah, I mean, Link's in here.
Because I'm surprised they didn't put Zelda. They put Birdo, but they didn't put Zelda. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I'm kind of surprised.
Do you think Samus will be?
Yeah. Anybody that had a suit in in the in this game that you can scan an amiibo and get a suit for? Yeah, yeah. The only person I think that wouldn't it would probably be Falco, Captain Falcon, because you do that, that's gonna
Yeah, and
piss
then it's
people
F
off.
Zero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just gonna piss people off. Well,
yeah.
it's gonna piss off some people that ain't never played the game.
I mean,
You know
they
how
even
that
put the F
goes.
Zero music. I'm like, okay, all right, stop teasing. Can we
Yeah.
just can we just get F Zero, please?
Stop playing with my emotions.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Mario Kart TV still here. That's why, man. We need Miiverse back on whatever they do next.
Yeah, we
What?
do. Because that is definitely damn. It's there. That's the whole thing with the Mii's and everything.
Yeah,
I Nintendo is just like, yeah, Miiverse is down. We'll still act like it's there. We'll just do it a different way.
yeah.
Wait, what in the world?
Like, why
Because
take it? That,
Splatoon 2, they did it too. They're just like, hey, look, the thing that would have been Miiverse, we'll just still act like it's there. We'll just connect to a different server, and
yeah.
it's crazy. It's
Well,
crazy
you
what
know,
we got.
I know there's a lot of characters in the Mario verse, but I'm like, I just got a feeling they're gonna do that.
I'm
I just got a
just
feeling they're gonna do it. They're gonna add some more. Like they're gonna add Samus, probably Fox. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they added Raven Beat, seeing
man,
how popular he done got.
man.
I'm like, it's kind of a shame they killed him. Spoiler for a 3-year-old game, but
Do do we go there and start adding Xenoblade characters?
yeah, why not?
I mean, they're legitimate front runner IP now. I mean, honestly, it would probably be better if they did Astral Chain. Um, namely because those bike levels are insane. I love those.
Yeah,
But honestly, I think that would be cool if they added those guys. And their bikes or whatever, add them to Mario Kart. That'd be pretty cool.
and have one with the actual beast.
Yep.
Have a cart with
Have
the
the
actual
beast
beast.
running.
Yeah, that
That would be cool.
that would be cool. But yeah, Mario Kart TV is still here. Just no Miiverse.
Yeah. What could have been? What could have
But
been, sir?
this is why I actually get a little bit upset with Nintendo because like you can't say, well, you know, it was costing too much to keep it going. That's BS. Y'all got like 15 billion in the bank. What you talking about?
I'm I'm still pulling from a girl. I'm pulling from a girl, Miss Royvis, to show up in Mario Kart. That would be great. Or Smash at this point. I mean, she's in Smash as a card, but no,
Yeah,
I want to see you show up, blonde ponytail and all, just
her and the
whipping a
crossover,
BMW.
the crossover with her and Samus
Yep,
as they fight over Lil Mac.
yep. Sanity effects and all. I'm with it. Yeah,
I still love that freaking meme, man.
Little Mac and Doc should be in this game.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Have Doc on an actual bicycle.
yep. King Hippo too. As big as he is, I mean, he can sit right next to Donkey Kong, I guess.
I mean,
Um,
you do have DK and Bowser on here, so
yeah, you need some heavies.
yeah, he'll just be with the heavies. Yeah,
Cause in DDD.
yeah. But that's what I'm
Um,
saying. The next thing they probably gonna do, because at this point, like we've been saying, where do you go after this? And then with this booster course thing they've been doing, I'm like, bruh, what the hell nine gonna be like? Are y'all gonna take a break from it
I, if they did take a break, I wouldn't be surprised.
and just do
'Cause-
something? Because I'm like, at this point now, you can take a break from this and do Diddy Kong or F Zero.
yeah, because
I told you I'd bring Shin in. I'd get Shin in to do it, to do F Zero. I just let them do it.
8 is essentially a live game at this point.
Yeah,
So you could do F Zero. You can go back to Wave Race. You could do 1080. You could do a true 1080 Avalanche now, like full live environment,
yeah. You know
one
what?
giant mountain and go.
Who didn't Camelot do that one?
No, that was NST. I think
But they
did
still around, right?
Avalanche. I think NST did Avalanche.
But they
If I'm not
still around, though,
mistaken.
right?
Yeah, they are. But I think they're doing more hardware stuff now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
like,
that they're still around. Let me don't give me the line. Let me verify. Trust
okay.
verify.
While you do that, yeah, Ravenbeak does need an amiibo, and yes, Samus should only speak in Chozo for the rest of these games. I agree. That's why I would love for Link to speak in Legend of Zelda. Just have him speak highly, and while everybody else speak whatever native language it is.
Yep.
Just to mess with people, because people really do think that man is mute. And I'm like, he's not mute.
Yeah, they did Avalanche. They sure did.
They did, okay.
They did Avalanche, Metro Prime Hunters, a couple of Ridge Racer games for Nintendo 64 and DS.
Okay. So, all right. First of all, Hunters need to get a remaster. That's number one.
What needs a remaster?
Yeah, that needs to get a remaster. I love
1080.
Huh?
You said 1080?
I said Metro Prime Hunters.
Oh yeah,
that needs to get a remaster. The other thing, 1080 would probably be good. But we haven't had one in such a long time, man. It'd probably be one of the situations they probably need to test the waters first.
Yep.
Because we haven't had an SSX, so it could take the SSX route.
Yeah, the last big game they worked on was Super Mario 3D World. Other than that, they worked as tertiary. They did this game called The Stretchers and remember Good Job.
Oh, okay.
So they did. I still need to play that game. That looks interesting to me. But they also did they ported Captain Toad and they did Snipper Clips. Also.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they got a pretty decent little
track record going.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh yeah, Trinell, I agree. Crystal from Star Fox Adventures, yeah. I wouldn't mind,
She needs to be in everything. Whatever they can throw her into, they need to put her in there.
Do you think they need to release Star Fox Adventures on Dinosaur Planet? Just to
I'd definitely replay it and it would look amazing. Oh my god.
It would look great on Switch.
Yes, it would.
And I already got a GameCube controller, so I ain't gotta worry about it.
That would just be amazing.
Because it's theirs, so they ain't got to worry about like licenses and stuff. It's theirs.
Yeah, that's another game where I don't think you need to do an analog for that kind of game. I think that would ruin it. That needs to be a game where it has the dynamic camera and you just play it.
Yeah, it's Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
just Legend of Zelda. So I don't need dual for that.
Yeah, they still have a separate building. They're still in Redmond, Washington. So NST they've been around for a minute. They still around 50 employees or so.
Okay, so they still
per the wiki.
Okay, cool. They need to make Golden Sun so I can have my closer. You know what? I agree.
So, I agree. Yeah, but they got to give Camelot the time. And then they port. Well, they did the one on 3DS. So
yeah, they did one on 3DS. But I mean,
they still doing Mario Golf and stuff. So
yeah, you're right. They do got to give them time to do it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that game does need closure. But all right, people, that's gonna be it for this playthrough. Don't forget, we got the Winging It podcast tomorrow night at 7. Please be there. We're gonna have our special guest. She's going to be doing some talking about some things that we got going on in the gaming community, and we're gonna talk about all these presentations we done had. And I missed 2 more from yesterday because apparently Nacon had one where they talked about RoboCop and a couple other games coming. And there's another company that had another presentation. So we in presentation season, people.
Yep.
And I can't keep up with all of them. So
leading up to E3.
Yeah. It's surprisingly everybody's having a presentation and nobody's gonna be at E3.
It's almost like they're following the lead of another company. I don't know. They started it in 2013.
Yeah.
It wasn't Nintendo though. It was somebody else.
Please send all hate mail to @ShadowFox.
Yeah, please. Please do.
But be on the lookout for us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chat will, as always, will be open. Shadow, anything you want to pimp out?
No, working on a video today. May or may not be on the Stormcast. I'm gonna try to make it today. To talk more about the Switch successor, but I'll have a detailed video about that soon. Especially since Dr. Trey kind of let the cat out of the bag about some stuff. I don't think it's a guarantee, but it's looking pretty close. Like at least the chipset exists. So
okay,
whether or not Nintendo is using it, we'll see.
Cool. All right then. Well, folks, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, peoples.
Later.